So, what are the benefits of Snowflake? Or what are the advantages of using Snowflake? Uh, there are so many various cloud warehouses available. If you compare these with Snowflake, what is it that Snowflake brings to the table? And so, let's look at some of these benefits and some of the key features which make Snowflake unique. And uh, it is one of those cloud warehouses which you can definitely try out for moving your workloads to. So Snowflake is built for cloud, as you all know. When they started Snowflake, the idea was to completely rebuild a warehouse that is meant for cloud, and it should be able to use the various features and advantages of any cloud platform, like uh, easy to scale. Performance should be better as compared to others. So Snowflake is a cloud warehouse and not just a cloud data warehouse. It is now a complete data platform. There are many other features like handling semi-structured data or even storing the unstructured data. It can be used as a data lake. It can be used for your AI ML workloads. There are many things. But the most popular feature I would say is it's being the cloud data warehouse. It is a complete software as a service where you don't really have to uh, work on its installation or you have to work on any upgrades. You don't have to do any weekly or monthly maintenance jobs. So people, those who come from the traditional warehousing or database world, they would remember the times where you had to first do the installation, and the installation itself will take a lot of time. You need to provision first for the servers, then the software, then you download that, and then you install it. So all those things are not required. If you plan to use Snowflake, you have to go through their website. You just have to register, and within 5 to 10 minutes, you are good to go. Uh, Without having Snowflake, uh, to using Snowflake, it just takes 5 to 10 minutes to start your first Snowflake workload job. The best part is it's a SQL based approach. You don't need any other skill set as such, like for some of the other tools, like let's say Databricks, you should have a good knowledge of Spark. But when it comes to Snowflake, it is a simple SQL based approach. If you have used SQL, if you know SQL, you should be good to write any queries within Snowflake to start working on your ETL workloads or any loads to load your data warehouses. It also now supports semi-structured data. So not just your structured data, but if you have, let's say, JSON or XML which you want to load, Snowflake does provide features for loading it into Snowflake. There is a data type called variant, where by using that you can load your semi-structured data within a Snowflake table, and then you can flatten it out. Uh, Next feature, which is most important, is and what makes it so unique is separately scalable compute and storage. So you don't really have to worry about scaling your storage and compute together. To give an example, let's say if you're running a smaller warehouse where you just need a very small warehouse for performing any ETL workloads, and then at some point of time, you get a really huge file and you want to increase your compute. You can do that easily without scaling your storage, and even vice versa. Today, if you are running a 10 GB data in your storage, and tomorrow if you have 1 TB file, you can scale your storage automatically. You don't really need to have to scale your compute. Whereas in some of the traditional warehouses, you cannot scale them separately. In fact, people who come from the Hadoop world also, you might remember, if you have a data node which has, let's say, a 12 disk of 6 TB, but you want to go beyond that, you'll have to go for another data node. So up in previous time this was not possible, but with Snowflake it is very easy to scale your compute and storage separately. Snowflake now supports all the popular public clouds like AWS, GCP, and Azure. You can select any of these platforms, and have your Snowflake account on top of that. Though all the regions are not available, you can check that out. But you can very well have your workloads on any of these platforms. It also supports unlimited query concurrency, so you don't have to worry about your users getting added year on year. Yeah, if these are 10 users or 100 or thousands, you don't really have to worry about that. Snowflake does support unlimited concurrency, and the best part is you don't really have to worry about performance and all. The way it has structured, the way it is architected, it is all handled within Snowflake. You just have to make provisioning for, let's say, multi-cluster warehouse for concurrent query running, and it will take care of it. It does support ACID transactions also, so any updates, deletes are possible, not like people coming from again from the Hadoop, HDFS world, Hive world, where you cannot really update anything. Snowflake does support all the ACID properties. It is pretty easy to scale up, down, in and out. If you're running a workload with extra small warehouse, very quickly you can scale it to the higher compute power from extra small to small or medium or large. It happens within few seconds. Even the scale out, you can define how many clusters you want some queries to run, or if you're running as we spoke about it earlier, any concurrent workloads, you can have a multi-cluster warehouse where you can run. You can give the minimum and the maximum of the cluster. Let's say minimum is 1 and maximum is 5, and you have multiple concurrent workloads running, it can scale out, Snowflake can scale out automatically. There is also feature for data sharing. You can easily share the data with other Snowflake accounts, as well as if there are customers who are not using Snowflake, there is a concept of reader account. You can also share data with them. So once you have done with your ETL, you have your final targets. Instead of doing a data unload, sharing the file, which was a traditional approach, putting it onto SFTP or emailing them, you can just simply share the data with your customers or the other users, even if they don't have a Snowflake account, even that is possible. So these are some of the benefits of Snowflake. There are many more such features like time travel, zero copy clone, which we'll have a look at it later. But at a very high level, these are the, some of the quick benefits that Snowflake can bring in, and you can, think about it, compare it with others like Azure Synapse or Databricks or Redshift, and see what all features are supported and which suits your use case the best.